one power, invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power, indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. Different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. Oh, it's the power of the love in you and me. One power, oh, one power, one power is what we are. One power, one power. It's the moment of creation, it's an everlasting peace, it's the freedom of forgiveness, it's the sweetness of release, it's the joy of inspiration, it's the sunshine on your face, it's the birthright of all nations, it's the boundlessness of space, it's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep, it's the anger we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. It's one power, it's one power, what we are is one power. power, invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power, indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. Different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. Oh, it's the power of the love in you and me. One power, oh, one power, one power is what we are. One power, one power. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon for its love that's most deep. It's one power. It's one power. What we are is one power. one power, invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power, indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. Different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. Oh, it's the power of the love in you and me. One power, oh, one power, it's what we are. One power. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. It's one power. It's one power. What we are is one. One power.
morning and welcome to our Sunday celebration as we welcome all of our CCSL live and rebroadcast viewers here and across the globe as you join us on Facebook, Twitch TV, and YouTube Live this morning. Thank you again for joining us. My name is Julia Mattis and I'm the President of the Board of Trustees here at CCSL, a Science of Mind practitioner and co-leader of the Women's Group. Before we start, we would greatly appreciate it if you would share this live stream for those of you watching on Facebook to help us spread our message of love and oneness across the globe. I'll pause for a moment to allow you the time to do that. It's very easy. Just push the button at the bottom that says share. So again, we welcome you, and if you've been with us the last few weeks, you've witnessed the unveiling of our new mission, vision, and identity statements. We started with a process that involved the Board of Trustees doing visioning sessions. Then we had 2 town hall community gatherings where we invited our community to vision with us as well. Then a dedicated group of volunteers took the visioning results and crafted 3 magnificent statements. Our new identity statement is, we are a diverse community of belonging and growth, sharing the light and joy within ourselves while learning to see it in others. Our new vision is, contributing to a world that works for everyone. And our mission, that is how we carry the vision out into the greater world, is as follows. We are a welcoming, inclusive spiritual center where everyone can be seen and heard. We lovingly practice the principles of science of mind in the world. Very exciting times here at CCSL. As we start our service, I now invite you to center and become quiet and set an intention for the week. Take another deep breath and allow yourself to sink into the feeling of that intention right now as you open to receive Spirit's guidance throughout our time together, today, and beyond. And if you're joining us on Facebook, feel free to share that intention in the comments. So let's begin. We have a saying here at CCSL, singing or listening to music is like praying twice. So we begin each service with a song. And let's welcome to our community for the first time ever from Vancouver, BC, Canada, a most gifted artist and musician, Mr. Ranj Singh. Ranj Singh blends a masala of Indian melodies and rhythms with Western folk music to create a unique Canadian Indo-folk genre belonging exclusively to him. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Ranj Singh.
Hi, this is an original song I wrote called Everything's Okay. And with everything that's been going on with these COVID days, which will soon be behind us, I'd like to believe that everything's okay.
Lost my job yesterday.
Hi, this is an original song I wrote. Hi, this is an original song I wrote called Everything's Okay. And with everything that's been going on with these COVID days, which will soon be behind us, I'd like to believe that everything's okay.
Lost my job yesterday.
So following the theme, a pause for guidance. This is an original song I wrote called Gone Before Your Eyes. Because if you blink, that moment can be gone forever. Passed you on the street, our eyes did meet, and I said hello, and you smiled. I should have turned around, made some kind of sound so I could talk to you, if only for a while. It's a chance we take, it's our bet we make, and we will determine where our fortunes lie. So take that chance, show up to the dance before these moments are gone before your eyes. Heard the other day an old friend had passed away, and he was taken long before his time. I should have picked up the phone, if only to say hello, but man, I never made the time. It's just the way it is. We take more than we give, and we take for granted the simple things in life. I think I'm gonna slow down, take a longer look around before these moments are gone before my eyes. So take that chance, show up to the dance before these moments are gone before your eyes. Passed you on the street, our eyes did meet, and I said hello, and you smiled.
Wow. Thank you, Ranj, for that amazing, heartfelt, deep, deep song. That really touched me this morning. Thank you. So if this is your first time experiencing the Columbia Center for Spiritual Living, we welcome you and thank you for joining us today. We want you to know that no matter who you are or whatever spiritual path you find yourself on, you are welcome here. We invite you to visit our website at columbiacsl.com to learn more about our spiritual community, repay past services, easy to say, watch some blog posts, and find articles and other resources there. And please check out our calendar on our website for events and opportunities that are coming up to gather with our community. So just to name a few of those exciting things that we do have coming up here at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living, this Friday, September the 3rd at 7 p.m. is game night. Yay! We gather once a month, the first Friday, to come together in spiritual practice, but to also have some fun and to play some games. 2, we mark your calendars for October the 31st for our Bay Bridge Walk. Reserve your spot for the 8:15 a.m. wave and join your CCSL social team to get your groove on and walk across the bridge and walk and support your spiritual community. Next upcoming Science of Mind course, Spiritual Economics, will be taught by Dr. Nadine. This is an opportunity to more deeply explore why the world doesn't owe us a living, but the universe does. It covers such topics as the money enigma, how to reverse financial adversity, and security in the changing world. It begins September the 9th, so mark your calendars. And again, For more information regarding any of our events I've just mentioned or any of the other wonderful things that we have coming up, please visit our website calendar, www.columbiacsl.com/events, or please feel free to email us at info@columbiacsl.com. Okay, and so now it's time for us to engage in spiritual practice together. I invite you to settle in, center yourself in this moment, here and now, and find that still place within where spirit is all there is. We will have a contemplative reading by Donald Lewis, and then a guided meditation and affirmative prayer by licensed practitioner Rebecca Bell.
Good morning. Listen to your heart. Dr. Ron Fox, writing in this month's Science of Mind magazine, begins the article with 2 quotes. Musicians must make music. Artists must paint. Writers must write if they are to ultimately be at peace with themselves. From Abraham Maslow. And from our own Ernest Holmes, Science of Mind, page 146. The word that we speak is the law of our lives, and nothing can hinder its operation but ourselves. There's an old Hebrew story about a rabbi named Zusia. He's on his deathbed when he begins to cry. One of his disciples asks him why he's weeping. He replies, "In the next life, they will not ask me why I was not Moses or some other great leader. They will ask me why I was not Zusia." Our highest calling is to grow into who we were meant to be. We are each put here for a reason. We are meant to do work that is unique to us. So we need to show up and do what we are called to do. Stephanie Zamora exhorts us to follow our passions, speak our truth, and leave our mark. Find out what lights you up and do it. We aren't all going to be Martin Luther King Jr. or Mother Teresa, but we can do what makes our lives feel good and useful. The world needs good parents, good plumbers, hairdressers, and good friends. All callings contribute to the world. They all matter, and they are all meant to be shared. There is a fable about a man who travels far and wide to find the truth. He looks all over the world, but he doesn't find it. Finally, old and tired, he returns home to find the truth sitting right there in front of him. We don't need to look for our true calling. Just listen for the voice within, and it will come. Now, as we move into meditation, I invite you to speak and personalize this affirmation with me. Today, I pause to listen to the voice within. It calls me to be who I am meant to be. I follow my heart and live a life that is fulfilling and meaningful. I am at peace. And so it is. Amen.
And so it is. And today, I pause to listen to that still small voice inside. That is what meditation is. So let's breathe in together and release as we settle in and deepen ourselves to this one moment and this one community. As your breath deepens, allow yourself to notice your body and move if necessary to make yourself comfortable. The original spirit of all life, of each of our lives, is harmony. Harmony, which is love, beauty, truth, is the first cause and the ultimate reality. We use meditation to train our minds in order to more and more control our thoughts and bring them into alignment with the ultimate reality being harmony. And yet there is discord. We see it in our lives, we feel it in our bodies, we see it in our world. The pains in the body, perhaps the pains in our world. And yet, what we know we are called to do is train our minds to focus on the ultimate truth and the original spirit, that the first cause is harmony. We train our minds to know this truth, and we practice allowing the God consciousness to guide our thoughts and our actions. This faith and reliance on the divine harmony grows with meditation. And as the reading spoke about, through meditation and quieting and training our minds, we can begin to understand and know and live out and then move our feet to that still small voice and hear our divine calling. So let's meditate together on that feeling of divine harmony in our bodies, in our minds, and in our spirit. So let's breathe in. Breathing in the conscious knowledge of peace. Let's breathe in. Breathing in the conscious understanding of truth. Let's breathe in the conscious understanding of peace. And let's move that thought of peace from our brains into our hearts, into our guts, into our entire bodies, into our entire spirits. Peace, truth, and harmony. Feel that in your body, in your spirit, in your mind. And as we train our minds to focus on that ultimate truth and ultimate reality of love, truth, peace, harmony, we notice the things of discord. But we also know that they're not the truth and they're not the end. And so that is what inspires the still small voice inside us to do our next right thing. Let's breathe together. And moving into prayer and treatment. Taking this acknowledgement that we have cultivated in the last couple minutes, that God is all there is, the ultimate cause, the truth, the harmony, the peace, the love. That is God, and that is the ultimate truth. And we are that ultimate truth. I am, each one of us, is God expressing in the world of God as God. And so today, as we move into prayer, we are praying with this ultimate knowledge that the truth behind the causes, behind the manifestations is not all there is. So we're praying for the peace of the people in the path of the hurricane. We pray for the people in Kabul. We pray for the children starting school. We pray for our worlds, our communities, as we hold the truth that we are creating a world that works for all. So what I know about this service is this service is blessed. This service is a time and an experience and the ultimate celebration of the truth. We get to know the truth for ourselves and with each other. The truth, the ultimate reality that God is all there is. And we take this celebration, this service, and know that we can practice and train our brains with each other and with ourselves to bring this idea of a world that works for all into our world. And we are so grateful. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to spend together in community. I'm so grateful for the people who have made this service come together. I am so grateful for the time that each person who is spending to look and listen and live this and celebrate with us and celebrate in community. I'm grateful knowing that these words are going through and they are clearing some of the clutter of false beliefs and bringing us into that knowledge, that absolute faith and conviction that God is all there is. And bringing us into that knowledge and conviction that those still small voices inside us that tell us that whatever gift we are giving to the world is the thing to do. So we celebrate today and we shore ourselves up with faith and confidence that we can do the next right thing because we are all in it together. And so I'm so grateful for that. And so I'm releasing this word into the law, into the love, into the ultimate harmony, knowing that only greater and greater and greater truth is revealing itself. And together we say, and so it is.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And so it is. Wow. Thank you to our inspirational reader, Donald Lewis, for that amazing reading. And wow, Rebecca, thank you so much for that amazing spiritual practice and this beautiful time together. Thank you both. That was amazing. Woo! Got to shift back into gear here. In this spiritual community, our practitioners and ministers are eager to know the truth with you and for you. Feel free to email your request for prayer or counseling to prayer@columbiacsl.com, and we will hold your truth in prayer throughout the week. Yes, and so now it's my pleasure to once again bring back Ranj, with another magical musical creation.
Hi, this is an original song I wrote called Everything's Okay. And with everything that's been going on with these COVID days, which will soon be behind us, I like to believe that everything's okay. Lost my job yesterday. Bills are piled up unpaid. Car broke down on Maple Street. The long walk home don't bother me, 'cause everything's okay. The roof is leaking again. My dogs jumped over the fence. Neighbors banging on my door. Don't like me anymore. Have you seen my left shoe? Library books overdue. And I see your smiling face, and all my problems wash away. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's okay.
lost my job yesterday. Think I was sleeping all day. See you're dreaming peacefully. I touch your face and I can feel everything's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's okay.
Wow, Ranj, that was beautiful. How can everything not be okay after that song? That was amazing. And now it's my pleasure to bring on our guest speaker for today, our CSL field leader, the Reverend Sunday Cote. An ordained minister through Centers for Spiritual Living for over 25 years, she is an experienced and passionate speaker, teacher, and spiritual coach. She has advanced training in mindfulness, positive psychology, positive neuroplasticity. I think I actually said that right. Internal family systems, trauma and shadow work, and somatic practices. And she has a special relationship with me and our community as she helped panel our current practitioner corps. So please, please welcome Reverend Sunday Cote to speak on Rise and Emerge.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you for that warm welcome. And thank you, Ranj, for your songs, and for Donald and Rebecca for creating this wonderful consciousness here today. I'm just so happy to be here with you this morning. You know, I was remembering last night as I was putting my talk together that I have a long history actually and connection with Columbia Center for Spiritual Living. It was over 25 years ago that I attended my first service at your Hawthorne Center. Actually, I was a minister in Falls Church, Virginia, and I was attending a celebration for your minister at the time, Reverend Nancy Stepp. And I recall it vividly because I had taken as my guest my new boyfriend at the time. It was one of our first public appearances together, and we even actually, I think, stole a kiss in your coat closet. I don't think I've ever shared that with anybody before. And that's significant because that worked out pretty well. We actually ended up getting married, and next month in September, we're celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary. So you always have a special place in my heart, not to mention just your wonderful, rich and long history in our teaching and our movement, the deep roots that you have created and sustained over the years there in Maryland, and now beyond with this wonderful virtual community. And so I just really, am so inspired by the work that you're doing, creating your new visions and intentions, and with your board, your practitioners, and the leadership of your interim minister, Dr. Nadine. You guys are just really on a powerful path. And so I'm just so glad to be here with you. And I love this theme that we've been working with this whole month, a pause for guidance. I really appreciate that idea of taking a pause. I don't know about you, but I need to pause sometimes and rest and create a space for that guidance to come. You know, as field leader, my job really is to stay connected to all of our communities out in the field. And I know that I'm actually really not alone when I talk to our communities. There's just a lot going on for all of us. And we're so grateful to have our teachings and our understandings to move us forward. So this is a timely topic, as it always is, as we continue, as Rebecca mentioned, the landfall of Hurricane Ida, the chaos and the humanitarian crisis going on in Afghanistan right now, and also just that backdrop of the challenges from the ongoing pandemic. So I think it's so important for us to take a pause and just feel into that. And I want to, if you'll indulge me, I'd like for us to truly take a pause this moment and honor the 13 fallen military troops that died in Kabul on Thursday at the Kabul airport, and recognize that there was over 170 other deaths and many injuries, and just so much challenge going on right there. But I just want to honor our service troops, and just indulge me for a minute. We can take a moment of silence I like to just speak their names into our space so we can love and honor them and their family. The majority of them were in their early 20s. There was only one that was over 30. And so let's just take a moment as we do so well and open up our hearts. And as I speak out these names, Marine Corps Lance Corporal Riley McCullum, Marine Corps Staff Sergeant Darren Hoover, Marine Corps Sergeant Yohani Razorio Pichardo, Marine Corps Sergeant Nicole G., Marine Corps Corporal Hunter Lopez, Marine Corps Corporal Dagan Page, Marine Corps Corporal Humberto Sanchez, Marine Corps Lance Corporal David Espinosa, Marine Corps Lance Corporal Jared Schmidt, Marine Corps Lance Corporal Dylan Marola, Marine Corps Lance Corporal Kareen McCoy, Navy Hospitalman Maxton Soviak, and Army Staff Sergeant Ryan Nouse. So as we speak those names out, we honor them and the sacrifice they've made for this humanitarian effort, really, and for their service to our country and to the world, and know that they symbolize all those who have been struck by this challenge. So we just know peace and love and support. Thank you for allowing me to do that, taking that pause and just feeling into that love, that space of love. So our talk today is Rise and Reemerge. And Rise and Reemerge can be related to big changes in our lives, but it also can just simply be a day-to-day practice as we literally rise up every day out of our beds or sleeping places, and we reemerge into waking life every day. And so I want to talk a little bit about that. So in first we rise, and we want to when we rise, when we're moving into something new, we want to start where we are. We want to have self-awareness and compassion and love for ourselves wherever we are in that moment. So to truly rise and reemerge, we have to acknowledge that where we are and make space for ourselves and for our emotions. Our nervous systems takes time to process change, and it's okay for us to have feelings. It's okay for us to need to be able to process those. Sometimes our teaching can be attractive to maybe those who want to bypass some emotions, specifically emotions that we consider negative. Pithy answers sometimes like all is in fine right order or everything happens for good, though may be true in the larger, bigger universal picture of things. They can also kind of deny the complex nature of our lives and of our universe, and in fact, I think can be harmful to our well-being by denying the healthy processing of emotions through our systems. So this can be known as spiritual bypassing. You've probably heard that term, which is, using spiritual teaching to deny or to ignore the need of emotional or psychological healing. Thomas Hubel, a spiritual teacher, has this analogy, and he talks about that when a snowflake falls on running water, like in a stream, it melts and it integrates into the system. When it falls on solid ice, it just builds up and builds up and builds up. And so our systems are like that. When trauma and life, comes into a system that's healthy and flowing and we're moving through it, it gets processed. But when we shut down, when we push away, it just piles up, and we can't move through that circulation of life. Someone said once that when we bury our feelings, we bury them alive. We actually don't get rid of them. They just get buried, and then they come up in other ways. So it's important for us to learn how to process our emotions, to be kind to ourselves when we're experiencing these changes or the challenges, especially in this day and age, and not to deny the reality that that's going on. So, because in order for something to be healed, it must be looked at and acknowledged. You can't, clean an infected wound by just simply ignoring it or covering it up with a Band-Aid. It needs healing. It needs healing light and cleaning and love and care. So when we rise up, we take time for ourselves. And then when we come back, when we reemerge, we can actually have a larger perspective. So what is true is when we get stressed, literally our vision narrows. You've probably had this experience. If some emergency has happened, you just kind of, we're meant that way. We're built that way to just focus in on what it is that we need to take care of. But when we do that all the time, we actually lose our peripheral vision. We can't see the opportunities or the options or the choices that we have. And so that's literally and metaphorically in a way that we lose sight of that. So you can just try this. This is one of the things you can do as as we continue to help our systems and love ourselves. It's very, very simple. Just take a moment. You can do it right now. Just look away from the screen, find something to focus on in front of you, and then just allow yourself to focus on that. Keep your gaze in front of you, but just notice your peripheral vision. Just expand a little bit, and you might even see your hands, and notice the walls, and notice how high that you can see and how low you can see. And as you do this, you might even feel your body relaxing a little bit. You're actually bringing yourself back into reality and expanding your awareness. And this actually calms our parasympathetic nervous system down. And it's a great analogy for us, isn't it? To know that when we get caught up in our stress, that sometimes we need to stop, look up, expand our perspective. I'm so grateful to Dr. Ernest Holmes, who encourages us to be open at the top. He knew that there would be others who would come along after he was gone with new information and new wisdom. In fact, in Neil Vale's book, Open at the Top, The Life of Ernest Holmes, he explains Ernest's quest for knowledge and new understanding. This is what he said. He said, Holmes himself never stopped learning. He was constantly reading, exchanging ideas, and searching. Anything that comes along that is better than I've got, he once said, I want to know about it. As a result, his philosophy of science of mind was open at the top, as he put it, for new insights and for fresh and invigorating ways to present spiritual information. I think Dr. Holmes would be thrilled with the new discoveries in neuroscience and embodied somatic practices and wisdom that can inform us in our work. I've taken this idea of being open at the top really to heart. And in my own study and my own exploration, I've evolved in my understanding that has moved me from my mind through my heart into my body. I have a strong sense that Ernest Holmes would have grown to understand that we just, we don't only manifest with our thoughts, that we have wisdom in our hearts and we have wisdom in our gut, and we manifest through that, and we manifest collectively. He would understand how trauma works in our body, how it works in our communities, in the world. And there are times that we can't think our way out of it. We need more embodied experiences of our teachings. And this is so powerful. And although it wasn't called spiritual bypass back then, Dr. Holmes was aware of the potential nature of denying physical or even emotional realities in our lives. This is a great essay. If you've never read it, it's in Living the Science of Mind on page 252. It's called Let Us Not Fool Ourselves. And Dr. Holmes says, in the science of mind, we do not say everything is all right when it is all wrong. We do not say peace when there is no peace, but rather we try to discover what is wrong and why we do not have peace. We do not say that people are not poor or sick or unhappy. We ask why these things should be if the original cause of all things is harmonious, peace, radiant, and happy. He doesn't stop there. He actually goes on and he says, in the practice of science mind healing, we do not deny that people are ill, nor do we minimize the need for sanitation or for medical or surgical help. We seek to aid these other agencies by uniting with them in their effort, by being grateful for their help, and by cooperating in every way possible with what they're doing. This is such a clear teaching that we're not a closed system and that we can reach out for help beyond our own spiritual expertise or understanding, beyond our teaching. We can get help and support when we need it. I love this idea of being grateful for the other ways to get help and cooperating in every way possible for the way that prayer is answered through doctors and medications and therapists and vaccines. I've been listening to a podcast called Vaccine, a Human Story by Dr. Annie Kelly. She tracks the history of the smallpox vaccine. It's an amazing story of discovery and answered prayer. And I just love putting all that into context in our history and where we are at this moment in our world. So we can be grateful to rise up, to get support in many ways, and to know that we're not alone. And so as we rise up, the next thing we do is we reemerge. We reemerge into the world, whether it's getting up out of bed or, big change in our life. And when we do that, we don't leave aspects of ourselves behind. When we rise up in the morning, we don't leave part of our physical body in the bed, right? We take it all with us. But sometimes I think we try to leave those aspects of ourselves that we don't like or that we're judgmental about behind. Dr. Ernest Holmes, one of my favorite concepts that he talks about is that the perception of wholeness is the consciousness of healing. So I take that to mean in order to heal, we must acknowledge all aspects of our soul, of ourselves, the wholeness of it, to bring us all forward in that consciousnness. You've probably heard the story of the little girl who had a good wolf and a bad wolf fighting inside, and she goes and asks the elder, which one's going to win? Which one's going to win? And the elder says, well, the one that you feed. Now, I've appreciated that story over the years, really knowing that what we focus on grows, what we focus on, what we feed. But if you really think about it, think about those wolves as part of yourselves. Even thinking about if you had pet dogs that were fighting, would you just stop feeding one? You would figure out what their needs were. You would love them. You'd take care of them. And that's true with parts of ourselves that feel like they're fighting within us, that they need to be loved and helped and calmed down. But often what we do is we shun those parts, or we shame them, or we actually get really invested in them. So, why am I so indecisive? Or we push them down, we judge them, we try to manage them. You should be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. Or sometimes we just try to ignore them, maybe with an affirmation, right? We kind of we call it our ego or a false belief, and we try to cover it up. But what if these are just parts of ourselves that have been hurt or just need to be heard and need to be loved? Jacob Lieberman said, what we call our shadow is nothing more than aspects of our nature waiting to be embraced and reclaimed. So we have parts of ourselves just waiting to be embraced and reclaimed and loved. So in your own practice, if you want to try this out, that's another way. Today I'm into calming your parasympathetic nervous system and creating from your higher self. So in your own practice, you can try this. This is a really easy thing to do, and it's just 3 little steps. So first of all, when you notice that voice, that your critical part or fearful part or judgmental part, you just notice it. You notice, there's a part right now that's feeling scared. There's a part of me, it's not all of me, but some aspect of myself is feeling judgy or controlling or scared. And then just notice that. And the second part is to notice how you feel about it. Are you accepting, or are you judgmental? Are you caring, or do you just want to push that part away? And the third part, this is the tricky part, is it's okay however you're feeling about that. In other words, practice compassion and self-love for even those parts of you that are trying to push away those other parts, even the ones that are judging. So if possible, you can just acknowledge. You can just acknowledge in that moment, there's a part of me that is sad or worried or trying to take control. There's a part of me that is feeling all this. And when we do that, it takes it out, it really kind of lowers the power of that part, because it's just one aspect of it. And it's really good for our brains. And neuroscience is discovering how important this is for healthy brains and connections to others. In Sarah Payton's work, she calls it self-resonance. So we resonate. So either we resonate with ourselves, like, yeah, I get it. This is hard. There's a part of me that thinks this is hard. This is good for us to do with each other as well. If you're a parent or a friend, sometimes we want to just go to reassurance right away. It's all okay. It's good. No, you're going to be fine. And that can be helpful, but there really needs to be a sense of resonance. I hear that this is hard for you. I hear this is challenging for you. And again, you might even feel that there's this relaxation. Our brains need that resonance in order to go forward. There's time for that, positive focus and reassurance. But at some points, it's really good to have that resonance. And what happens is that when we acknowledge these parts, sometimes we're afraid, right? If I acknowledge this part, it's going to take over, it's going to create, we're going to create from this place. And that's really not true at all. When we acknowledge these parts, they actually begin to trust that maybe we have a higher essence that really does know what's best for us. Richard Schwartz, who's the psychologist that created internal family systems, I love this. He says that in every person he's ever worked with, at some point when the other parts have been acknowledged and loved, so when all those parts have been acknowledged and loved, there emerges this higher self with capital, he calls it with a capital S. Sounds familiar, right? He says it happens regardless of spiritual or religious beliefs, that atheists find this part. There is an aspect within us that is a divine self. We know this, we teach this. Dr. Holmes talks about this all the time. He says, in this quote I love, he says, no matter what our emotional storm or what our objective situation may be, there is always something hidden in the inner being that has never been violated. We may stumble, but always there is that eternal voice forever whispering within our ear, that thing which causes the eternal quest, that thing which forever sings and sings. And don't you love this idea that there is something inside that can never be violated, that it gets never hurt? And that is the part that comes forward. And that is the place where we can come to with, for it to guide us and direct us. And love those other parts. So we don't have to be afraid of those other parts. We just have to love them, so that allows this essence, this powerful presence within us. So that the third thing we do when we reemerge is to choose to know the truth about ourselves. And I just want to do this like really quick little exercise. It's a little meditation, and you can do it with your eyes open, with your eyes closed. It's just take a minute, but it'll kind of give you an idea, something you can take with you to try out. So just, close your eyes if you're comfortable, and just imagine yourself kind of inside a dark house. You're dressed in a swimming suit, and you've been swimming in an indoor pool. And now just get out of the pool. You're cold. You were wishing for warmth. You wish you had some light. And so you step outside the door of the house into the sunlight, out into nature. And you go out to your lounge chair and you lie down and sunbathe. And just feel the warmth and the light penetrating your being. You feel so good, you're no longer cold. And you see a tree near you, and you see how it also takes in the rays of sun, turning sunlight into food and energy. And it's like you, a sunbather, absorbing the light and the warmth. Now look at the sun and feel yourself begin to expand and rise out of your scene towards the sun. You meld into the sun. You are the sun. You're radiating out your light upon the trees and the plants and nature, shining your light onto solar panels that people convert into energy, people sitting and absorbing your rays. Feel what it's like to give out from an inexhaustible supply. Feel the difference of being the sun and being the sunbather. Feel the connection between the two. And now just bring yourself back into this place and just notice this sense of expansion. This is the place where we come from, where we create, where we know what the highest and best is for us. So that's an inexhaustible supply of our divine essence that can love all aspects of ourselves and love others too, being the source and the healing for ourselves and the world. And we're at choice about this. Dr. Ernest Holmes says we can sit in the shade or move into the sunshine. Sitting in the shadow, we may not really believe that there's any sunshine, but the sun would be there all the time. And all the time we are in bondage, the real freedom exists. It is there, but we must awaken to it. We must rise and emerge to it. So as you rise and reemerge to your next greater expression of life, whether it's a big change of life or whether it's just getting up in the morning, try to remember these things if you can, going forward. Start where you are. Practice care and self-nurture. Get help when you need it. Widen your perspective and your peripheral vision. Take all your parts with you on your new journey. Practice self-compassion. Notice these aspects of yourself. Notice how you feel about them. Acknowledge it, love it. And as you do this, you make your way for the divine essence of who you are to guide and lead you, remembering who you are. Move into the sun, become the sun itself. You are such a blessing to this world, and I am so grateful to have spent this time with you today. Peace and blessings.
Wow. Thank you so much, Reverend Sunday Cote, for that joyful, powerful, practical, inspiring talk, full of amazing spiritual practices, just all these little lovely nuggets. Want to spend more time together and take a deeper dive in today's talk with Reverend Cote? Well, you can. Right after service today, please join Reverend Sunday for our after chat now that we're virtual. Find a link in our newsletter or on our website calendar. And please join us next week virtually as Dr. Nadine joins us again, and we'll be speaking on reaching higher with her talk entitled The Flipped Switch. And I think Claudette's actually going to put the link in the social media as well to today's after chat. So please, please do join us. And I think one more time, we're going to bring back Mr. Ranj Singh to give us one last song before we close out. Mr. Ranj?
This is a song called Stand By Me, written and performed by Benny E. King, Jerry Lieber, and Mike Stoller. When the night has come, the land is dark, and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry. No, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Thank you all very much. Be safe, everybody.
Yeah, awesome is right. Thank you, Ranj, for that beautiful, beautiful gift. Follow Ranj on Facebook at Ranj Singh Indo Folk Music for more opportunities to hear and listen to this fabulous, uplifting music. And just a quick shout out to the amazing B. Eamon James and Reverend Nadine for bringing us all these amazing, gifted, talented performers into our community to share with you each Sunday. So thank you again. Wow, 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 wow. And now it's time for our conscious giving. We have just received so much. And now we can participate in the law of circulation by giving back. I invite you to invoke feelings of love and gratitude and abundance and just love at this point, and allow those feelings to fill you and to fill the space around you. And now let's use the power of our words by speaking our prosperity affirmation together. I know that the infinite abundance of the universe blesses and multiplies these offerings, and so it is. We offer easy ways for you to donate and tithe to our community. You can make a one-time recurring donation through our website at www.columbiacsl.com, or you can go through our text donation process. You can text your donation to us at 410-498-6175. Or if you prefer, you can still do the old-fashioned way by mailing your check to us or dropping it off at the office. Again, you can find the address at our website. And we receive and appreciate your gifts and tithes so very much. It allows us to bring these amazing programs to you each week. And we thank you for supporting us so that we remain a vital and thriving center in which to find your spiritual nourishment. And we know that as we give with gratitude, we receive with gratitude. Would you please join me as we bless and receive every gift that we receive here at Columbia CSL? Together we receive these gifts, knowing that they nurture and support our vision of building inclusive community through spiritual connection and helping to build a world that works for everyone. And so it is. And on behalf of our community, we thank you to all of those who've joined us here live today as well, and also on rebroadcast, for being a part of our spiritual family today and always. And we look forward to seeing you again. At the end of service, we hope that you stay for a moment and check out our announcement slides to find out what's going on, or go to our website at www.columbiacsl.com/events to make sure that you know everything that's going on in our community. And that's where you'll find the link to sign up for the after chat with Reverend Sunday Cote today, immediately following service in about 60 seconds. So now it is my pleasure to once again bring back Reverend Sunday Cote to close out this amazing service with a benediction.
Thank you, Julia, and everybody behind the scenes and in front of the scenes and everybody that watched. I look forward to being together with you in chat, getting to hear a little bit more about you and what's going on with you. And so this is a little benediction that we do at my center, Leesburg. So you just have to kind of imagine that you're all together. You're either in a circle holding hands or just standing there, and just place your hand over your heart and close your eyes and just say out loud wherever you are, I am love. And then open your eyes, and if you're alone or if you're with somebody, you just imagine that circle and just say, you are love and you are love. You might be thinking of people in your mind. You might have people with you. You are love. And then let us raise our hands up in the other and just say together, we are love. It's all love. And send some love sprinkles out into the world and bless you on your day going forward in your week. Hope to see you soon.
See what you're going through. I know, 'cause I feel it too. And I wrap myself around you and hold you close to my heart. it too when I wrap myself around you and hold you close to my heart. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the changes that we need. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the healing that we need. What you're going through, I know, 'cause I feel it too. And I wrap myself around you and hold you close to my heart. I see what you're going through, I know, 'cause I feel it too. And I wrap myself around you and hold you close to my heart. And I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the changes that we need. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the healing that we need. You are a part of me, and I am a part of you. We can't help but feel each other deep in our souls. Yes, you are a part of me, and I am a part of you. We can't help but feel each other deep in our souls. So I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the changes that we need. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the healing that we need. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the changes that we need. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the healing that we need. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the changes that we need. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the healing that we need. You are a part of me, and I am a part of you. We can't help but feel each other deep in our souls. Yes, you are a part of me, and I am a part of you. We can't help but feel each other deep in our souls. So I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the changes that we need. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the healing that we need. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the changes that we need. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the healing that we need.